Russian top-secret space cannon in orbit. A quarter-century after the Cold War came to a close, the only cannon that actually fired in space has finally come to light. Installed on the Almaz space station in the 1970s, the R-23M Kartech was derived from a powerful aircraft weapon. Aron Rikhter designed the original 23mm cannon for the Tupolev Tu-22 blinder supersonic bomber. That gun is relatively well known, but its space-based cousin has largely remained in obscurity. Thanks to a Russian television show, the world caught a grainy glimpse of the space gun. From the dawn of the space age, the prospect of American spacecraft approaching and inspecting Soviet military satellites which, according to the Kremlin's propaganda, were not even supposed to exist terrified the secrecy-obsessed Soviet military. The fear of attack on spacecraft was real. It seemed perfectly logical in the 1960s that the military and piloted spacecraft would need self-defense weapons. The early Soviet space station project, codenamed Almaz, Diamond, became the first real candidate for defensive space weaponry. The habitable outpost was intended almost exclusively for military purposes, starting with reconnaissance. Along with some state-of-the-art spy equipment, such as cameras and radar, Almaz would carry the cannon in its arsenal. The USSR assigned the weapon's development to the Moscow-based KB Tokmash Design Bureau, led by Alexander Nudelman, whose engineers had distinguished themselves with many breakthroughs in the field of aviation weaponry since World War II. For this project, Nudelman's team developed a 14.5mm rapid-fire cannon that reportedly could hit targets as far as 2 miles away. Depending who you ask, the 37-pound weapon could fire from 950 to 5,000 shots per minute. While R-23M had been in development since the mid-1960s, the rest of the Almaz project dragged behind schedule. NASA's Skylab was scheduled to launch in 1973, which meant the USSR faced the prospect of losing the race to put the first space station in orbit. Until 1982, the USSR orbited a total of 7 space stations under the name Salyut, but 3 of these were actually Almaz spy stations. The Western intelligence and independent observers quickly figured out which was which, but the Almaz program officially remained under wraps until the end of the Cold War. Finally, grainy and dimly lit TV footage of the space cannon appeared in the Voenaya Primka, a military show produced by the Zvezda TV channel associated with the Russian Ministry of Defense. The space cannon episode was shot inside the limited-access corporate museum at KB Tokmash. Fortunately, a cameraman went 360 degrees around the cannon, enabling us to screen-grab views of all sides of the hardware. The result was a virtual model of the R-23M cannon, one of the most exotic and secretive weapons of the Cold War. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.